Greetings everyone, I'm here today to show you how to create a simple query within Microsoft Access. If you need assistance with creating tables or linking to tables, please be sure to see one of our previous videos. Now, a query answers a question about the information in a database. As such, you can set your query to actually search for certain fields within a table and then display that within the query itself. So how do you go about creating a query? So far, I have two tables in my database, and I have already linked both tables by creating primary access keys. I'm going to go to my Create tab first of all. And within my queries group, I am simply choosing the query wizard option, which will then allow me to choose a simple query wizard. I'm going to hit OK. And using this simple query wizard, I can then choose information from both tables. My first table is my clients table. So I'm going to take the first name, the last name over to the selected fields here. These are the fields that will actually show up in my query. And I'm also going to take the email as well. So all of this I'm taking from my first table. And if I hit my drop down arrow by table queries here, I can then choose my email table. And the characteristics within my email table that I have already set is an email ID, email content, email date, and a client ID. I'm going to take my email date over and then hit next. So maybe I'm simply interested in finding out the date my clients emailed and the names of the clients who emailed, essentially. And so I'll leave the detail here so that all records are shown. When I hit next, I have an option of actually renaming the query. Let's call it email query instead. Because that is more relevant to what I'm doing at the moment, and hit finish. And just like that, if you look within the all access objects panel here, you'll find that the query has actually been created, and it shows my query here with the first name, last name, and the email that I took from one table, and then the email date that I took from another table. So a major benefit of working with data through a query is that you can focus only on the specific information that you need rather than navigating through all the information in a series or a set of tables. You can simply pull the categories that you want from particular tables, and then the records that are in each table will show up. Because I've linked the tables already, note that the email comes up for Roberta Gonzalez even though her email is listed in another table, and that happens because I've linked the tables prior to creating the query. Without setting up a relationship between both tables, then the query, I would not have been able to create that query. Alright, note also that since I've created this query, I can then enter and edit data in this query data sheet in the same way that you would do in your tables, right? Because all the data is actually stored in tables, any edits that you make to the data in the query data sheet are actually going to be stored in the tables themselves. Alright, this concludes our video tutorial on how you go about creating a simple query and even editing or inserting data into a query. Alright, thank you for joining us. We hope you find this video absolutely useful to your endeavors.